Hey, what's going on, guys? Midnight7B here. Welcome back to another episode of NASCAR Thunder 2000. It's episode number 130 today for the Chevrolet Monte Carlo 400 in their final season of this playthrough. 10 races remain. We're down to the final 10. And I gotta say, things have gotten quite interesting. Keller now has a 105-point lead over us. Jeff Green is now 119 back. Johnny Benson was only 2 points behind him. Still winless, though, but his sheer amount of top fives can say how well his consistency has been. Jeff Gordon's 5th in the standings, with Jimmy Johnson is pretty close behind. Tony Stewart just won his 5th race of the season, but is nowhere to be seen. He's 8th place in the championship. A bit of a Ryman Newman-esque 2003 season for him. So, we got that going there for us, I would say. He's tied with us with the most wins. That's all really there is to say for it. We're back to our normal paint scheme, of course, for this week. What you're seeing on screen right now is your Jackpot 5 hopefuls for this race, so they'll have the red roof number and the red spoiler on the back and in the front. We have Tony Stewart that won the Coke 600, so he'll be getting that one, of course. His teammate Kurt Busch alongside will also be a part of it. Jason Keller, Johnny Benson, and Jeff Green will all have the red roof numbers and the red spoiler. Just remind them that they're in the Jackpot 5 for this event. So they're going to be competing for $1 million, but they have to get through me in order to get it. So let's get into it. Let's get into the race at Richmond. Of course, as well, we start off with the default setup, but here's a little bit of a new twist I have not mentioned until now. Because of how dominant we are at Richmond and Martinsville, both of those races will be forced default. That's a new rule I've added for this race and the Martinsville race coming up. So I cannot change the default setup even after a pit stop adjustment. So with that new rule being clarified, let's get into it.
MRN comes to Richmond, Virginia for tonight's race, the Chevy Monte Carlo 400. Richmond offers a little something for everyone, doesn't it, Barney?
Richmond is a great racetrack. It's always fun to come here. We should see some close racing, so anything can happen here.
Lyndon Amick really needs a good finish in this race. He's got a long way to go on the points list.
And how frustrating that must be. You're working just as hard as everyone else, yet you just can't seem to finish well on race days to gain the valuable points you need. These guys need a good finish just to regain their confidence as a team.
The 88 car really struggles every time we come to a short track.
You know, these old short tracks are tough. The tight turns, the hard braking, and oh yeah, the traffic. I can see why drivers would have a tough time. Let's see if he can turn things around.
The 56 car has an impressive average finish this year.
He's definitely been a factor at all the short tracks so far, you're right. But he still has to stay out of trouble and take care of the car in this race.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Alrighty, here we go. We have Jeff Green putting that Nesquik Rabbit on the pole here. So he's going to be really flying off the gate, I bet.
In the front row are...
Meanwhile, as for us, we have 100 laps to catch up to him. Could we do it? Well, probably, maybe not, depending on how the default setup is going to be, because Jeff Green's really fast as we're underway. Immediately, we're confronted with our Sonoma Valley winner, Andy Santerre, and a massive stack up for what knows reason there. We managed to check the damage. There is none. Thankfully, there's no lap 1 buffoonery. Well, there was some lap 1 buffoonery, but not really as much damage as I was I thought there was going to be. So we got 2 Roush teammates of Greg Biffle and Justin Labonte, who is dead last in points. There's more stack ups just lying out here. I'm not sure where the heck is all these stack ups coming from, but we're up to P37 out of 1 lap. We're going to try to make it 36, maybe even 35th after 2 laps. You're also going to see me downshift a lot here as I'm trying to get myself some rotation off the corner, because this thing, of course, plows. I'm going to be dealing with it the entire race. So it's plowing off throttle, plowing not a little bit as much because I'm using higher RPMs for the rotation aspect. But like in the entry of the corner, it just wants to go straight up as we make a 3-wide maneuver on Chad Chaffin and Tim Vitola. We make an easy pass on both of them. There's Adam Petty in front. Not doing much wonders for that 88 team, but we're going to pass him with ease. There's Randall LaJoy in the 5 and the 31 of Hermie Sadler. We're going to try to make set up our passes here. try to make it as cleanly as we can, of course. We don't want to damage the race car, but we're actually having low enough RPMs to go this car slow enough to actually make these passes somewhat efficient. As Jeff Green is gone, we're going to make an audacious send. Make a little bit of contact to our Craftsman Truck Series legend himself, Jack Sprague, in the 44 car. I probably should have painted a car for him, but I just didn't. I just painted so many enough cars enough as it is. It's kind of crazy. Like, I even made one for Mike Borkowski, of all things. That's a lot in that 11 car. Well, that's its own storyline, though. That's the thing. That's its own storyline. And what is this? Oh, hello, Keller. The point leader is right there. That's a rather interesting spot for you to be in, Keller. You're also one of the Jackpot 5 contenders in this race. But for right now, we got Casey Atwood in a 32 car. We're going to try to, ooh, slams the door on me. We're going to try to make a sit on the inside here real quick. And there's Ken's as well. It's up ahead. There's Dick Trickle in the 93. Yeah, he's in this universe, for those who don't remember. Supposed to be some sort of short track legend. He's not really living up to the legend at the moment anyway. But then again, at this point, he's like, what, 70-some years old at this point in 2019? I mean, well, he's 6 years past of when he would be officially dead, if I would say, because he died like a while ago, Dick Trickle has. But he lives on in this universe. Meanwhile, we got the point leader right in front of us, Jason Keller. His former PPC Racing teammate is just absolutely gone. He's in another zip code. He's already approaching the back straightaway. We're going to make... There's a tale of two Andy Petrie racing cars. I guess that's where the AP comes from there. As we're gonna make a slide on Keller, and we're going to put him behind Kenseth as well, make him work on it on the outside line. And maybe get him boxed in with it from his teammate, Joe Nemechek, as well. So we're gonna send him back there, and we're going to be on our way towards the top 15, top 10. Andy Houston in a 3. We're just picking them off one at a time. There's really haven't really been like cutting off the footage or anything like that, because we're just like so much information going off at once. Especially, I want to show you this red spoilers on some of the cars that are kind of like spread out there. We can barely see Johnny Benson in that blue Lycos Pontiac for this race. He already appeared in one Jackpot 5 event, or maybe even 2, I think. I think 1 or 2. Either way, he is there again in the Jackpot 5 this race. We're not in it because we failed to get inside the top 5 for Charlotte. So that really kind of hurt our funding aspects anyway. We made a pass on Lazaro. We're trying to make a maneuver on Johnny Benson. We're gonna try to make that maneuver rather soon. Actually, we're hoping to make this quite soon. I would like to get around him at some point, and we do. We make this quite with ease, and now we set our sights on getting ourselves inside the top 10. We got a tale of two Jeffs right in front of us. We have Kurt Busch and Tony Raines. What a really good surprise to see the 75 car for Galaxy Motorsports actually doing a really solid run so far within inside the top 10. He might be overwhelmed by a couple of top-level cars like the 18 and 24. We're trying to make a maneuver on Jeff Burton. And speaking of Jeffs, Jeff Green has caught up to lap traffic. So now it's game on from there on out. He may have a huge lead, but he's going to have to go through all of that before the time we get up there. Jeff Gordon's trying to make a pass on Kurt Busch, who's only one race this season at Las Vegas, his home track. We're hoping to see a little bit more out of him before this playthrough ends. But hey, not bad. Not bad for Kurt anyway, especially winning at his home track anyway. I would like to have that, though. Jeff Gordon is ready to be in front of us as well. There's a huge mosh pit of cars up for second, I believe. That's led by Dale Earnhardt Jr., Steve Park, and Jason Leffler having a really strong run so far. Kevin Harvick's up there, too. He's no stranger to running up front in these short tracks anyway. He's in that 36 car. He did win Bristol, the first Bristol race earlier this season. So we got that going for us. 5-time winner Tony Stewart, and now Jimmy Johnson running in 7th. Hoping to get around Stewart. He's having a little bit of a hard time getting around him. I've just parked the bus in front of Tony Raines, and we're trying to set sail on catching up to the rest of the field here. We have caught up to this pack. We got Jimmy Johnson right in front of us in that Haas Carter number 66. Both the Haas Carter cars were running quite fine the last time I saw Jay Sauter anyway. We're trying to sail it down on the inside to make a maneuver on Jimmy Johnson. We're going to push him on the outside line and just send it in there. I think we might have hit 3 wide briefly. We're going to have Jimmy J follow us. He's going to try to follow us through to get around Kevin Harvick as well. We're up to P6. Up next is Tony Stewart, who's trying to get around Jason Leffler. Not quite being able to get there, though. But we're going to try to pin him on the outside line. the battle of the 5-time winners this season. Trying to make a maneuver on him. Oh, we get really tight in the middle of the center corners. We're going to try to keep it there. And just fight Tony Stewart here. Meanwhile, Jeff Green's trying to get around the lap traffic. He's had some success. Not everything is all sunshine and rainbows, though, as Jimmy Johnson moves up a place around Kevin Harvick. Steve Park is finally getting around his teammate Dale Earnhardt Jr. for a second. Might be too late, though, for him, because we're going to make a maneuver around Jason Leffler for the 4th spot. Leffler unfortunately hasn't had a win yet this season. I would love to see a Leffler win once. I don't know if that Melly number 94 has anything in it for him. Meanwhile, we got the DEI cars, the 8 of Dale Jr. and the 1 of Steve Park. We're trying to go for the twofer going into turn 1. We don't quite get there. We're going to make a one-time pass. Is barely a little tiny bit of contact there with the 1 car. We're going to make it nice and easy and just slide in the rear tires. And we're up to P2. And up next, the final boss, Jeff Green. We have about a 6-second gap to close in. We have clean traffic. He does not. Pit stops are coming in about 12, 13, 14, 15 laps or so. So we have to use that time to catch up to him. And we can't make any adjustments to the car either. I remember I made that new rule for this race. I have to leave the setup the way it is. I can start to see the pit cycle has just begun. And we brought the lead down to 2 seconds. That's actually Jeff Green right there in that 4 car, that bright yellow car. You can't miss him. You can't miss that bright yellow car, man. You can't brace it. You can't brace it. You can't miss that bright yellow car. He is stuck. He is absolutely stuck. And we're taking every bit of advantage, of course, we have. I don't even know when we're going to come down pit road. I might just take it all the way until it's empty. Probably. Try to get as much tire as I can out of it for the second half. Lap times are struggling, but then again, so is everybody else. It's all a matter of who can get around the lap traffic better, but right now it seems to be us, as Jeff Green is right there. So he got pinned up there, but he might actually start making some moves on the inside here. Meanwhile, we're getting around his only line of defense left, which is Ron Hornaday, with relative ease, even though we kick out the back end just slightly. Crew chief barking in my ear, and there he goes. He actually comes down pit road. Oh no, he stays out. A last minute change, but that's gonna really cost him. He came in and then he came right back out. That was weird. It's like he just changed his mind last second. Why though, man? Why? You just lost a lot of bit of time just because of that. I mean, we're struggling ourselves. I guess he just saw the amount of cars that are down pit road. He's like, screw that, which is fine. But he's gonna get stuck on the outside line trying to get around all those cars. He might get around Linden, which he does. He's trying to power past everybody, even Joe Nemechek as well. I guess I wonder if they're all coming down pit road or not. Let's see here. Oh, they all are. What a move by Jeff Green. He's gonna have clear traffic in front of him. He's gonna run away from us now. Our car is struggling to even keep up with that at that point. I think I burned off the rear tires a little too much trying to shift down to 3rd gear. But the front tires are cooked as well, so I can't even turn. What a move. What a strategy call by Jeff Green there. But, of course, a lap later, we see the play. We see GG's at Jeff Green, and we're going to come on down. Now, again, we cannot make any adjustments here for this race. We cannot make a single adjustment. What we have is what we have. So maybe Jeff Green might have cooked this one in this time instead of the other way around. All right, we need a good pit stop, though. We want to take advantage of these new tires while we can. Kurt Busch is going to get out in front of us, so that's good. That's going to be good there, so we won't get held up in the pits. We came in at a pretty good time. And we're making mistakes for like the 2nd race in a row. So that's not good at all. This is the 2nd race in a row, pit crew. We had some mistakes, and that's going to be a slow pit stop because of it. So that's rather unfortunate there. We're going to try to make our way back into the racing truck line off of turn 2. We park the bus in front of Hank Parker Jr., and we're back underway. Now we just have to wait until Jeff Green comes down pit road. Jeff Green still hasn't come down pit road yet. How far is he willing to go? Because he canceled it at last second, so I'm not sure if anything just reset to make him go like as late as possible, or what. He has to come in. Like he has to be like 0.0 on fuel or whatnot at this point. He has to come on in. This is lap 63 for him. We're about to come to lap 63. So he has to come in. We're still a lap down. Chad Chaffin's still out there too, so he's not the only one. He has a friend. But I don't know if Jeff Green's hoping for a yellow or what, but we're gaining on him quite a bit because of that, because of the pit cycle so far, as well as him being on lap traffic. But we're actually lost a spot to Kevin Harvick, who's in third, by the way. That's the second car in front. Meanwhile, Jeff Green is struggling to get around the lap cars. He's going to have to come down pit road, change tires and add fuel, because how many laps is that now? He's on lap 65 or 6. We're a lap down, according to the telemetry. We're just trying to retake third away. And I think that's Jeff finally coming in. We have an engine failure in front. Who is it? That is John Andretti. We stayed at a high side to avoid contact. So I say, if a caution were to come out right there, like Jeff Green would be in the catbird seat, and he would essentially win this race, barring if he has a failure at that point. But we're going to be back on the lead lap at this time as Chad Little actually comes down pit road as well. So he's also going in the same thing as we make a 3-wide maneuver using Chad Chaffin as a pick to get around Kevin Harvick. Can we get the move done? Yes, we do. We're actually now in P3 in the race. Kevin Harvick behind us, the 36. It just still feels weird to see Kevin Harvick in the 36 in this timeline. What in the world are we on? But I think that is Jeff Green leaving pit road now. Oh, I mean, the fight's still on. The fight is still on. Jeff Green, oh, he's going to have clear traffic too. Oh, he's going to have clear traffic for a while. He's going to have a massive tire advantage compared to us because he had a much better stop than we did. We had a much slower stop, so definitely for sure, he's going to try to run away with it, but he's got some lap traffic up ahead as well, so we're going to hopefully rely on that and have an epic battle for the very end. We're giving it our all, trying to catch up to Jeff Green. We do end up seeing him in front of us. There's Johnny Benson, a top 5, a jackpot 5 contender for this race. He's about to get lapped by Jeff Green and ourselves. Jeff Green doing everything he can to get as many cars around as possible before I get there, because we know how fast he is. There's a clear track up ahead of him. As soon as he gets around Johnny Benson and Tim Fedewa, he could be set sailing, but we want to get there first. It took us 75 laps to get up here, but we managed to get there with Jeff Green leading the way almost every single lap. Really dominant performance, but we're down the inside of the Nesquik number 4. The Morgan McClure Chevrolet. We will lead this lap. We're not clear as of yet. We're going to have a little bit of trouble with Jay Sauter being in the way. We clear Jeff Green. We're trying to make sure we clear ahead of Jay Sauter as well. I kind of just set the way for him. Now it's all about, like, how am I going to manipulate Jeff Green to get to taking the high line, which I don't think it's going to be quite doing. He's going to follow us, I think, all the way around. Now I have a bit of a problem in my hands. I never really had this much of a battle before at Richmond in this game. So, oh boy, what do we do here? Because Jeff Green's going to follow right through. He's using me as a line directory to get around all these lap cars. Okay, a little cheeky there. He sees what I'm doing, and he's going to use everything he's learned off of me to do that. But we are leading the race, but for how much longer though? Because Jeff Green is the faster car, better tires, and better. Oh god, we made a horrible move. I think we made a horrible maneuver. We're gonna go all the way down to the inside wall, block him all the way to the wall, and I think he might have hit the inside wall a little bit. I'm not even sure about that. But now we have to keep holding him off for another 20 laps or so. Easy go, eats the outside wall. Jeff got a little bit too excited there and just absolutely creams the wall. He's fine though. Now we have to keep holding him off for 20 laps. I mean, that's going to be a little bit easier said than done because he has a much greater tire advantage. We don't. The only defense we have is if we can catch up to those lap cars, but he's been using me as an example of how to get around them. So it's going to be rather tough holding up that Nesquik bunny for 20 some laps. So, oh boy, we're in for a scrap. We're in for a good scrap to the end here. We have been doing a great job of holding off Jeff Green, but can our tires hold to the very end? That's what I'm wondering. Like, even with the pit stop deficit that we've had, you know, one thing for sure, I'm a little bit scared about the tire difference, though. Like, we've been holding off Jeff quite well, but did he, when we made the contact with the wall on the outside wall, did that really did him in? I'm not so sure. I don't even think the lap traffic could save me because Jeff Green's going to use me as an example anyway and just follow right through everybody. But we have a tiny bit of a gap, though. We have a very tiny gap, but he's going to reel us in really quickly here. Coming about 11 to 10 laps to go this time. Casey Atwood's trying to move out of the way for us and just leave it to the rate battle for the race win between ourselves and Jeff Green. We get tight off the center, and we lose it off the corner. He's going to have the inside line. He's going to clear us as well as Casey Atwood. We have to bail out of that because we completely botched that one. But we're riding around the outside once again. Casey Atwood not going down without a fight, so we give him a little bit of a rub to get ourselves out of our way. And Jeff Green retakes the lead of the Chevy Monte Carlo 400. He's going to go after that $1 million bonus. He can see it in his sights. He has about 10 laps to do it. We have to use the lap traffic again to help us out, help bail us out, hopefully. But our tires, oh, they're going away, though. I could definitely see that they're going away. Like the massive deficit of tires. As you can see, he gained 3/10 that lap. It's just crazy how much pace he has compared to us. Still, even with all this going on. I mean, this has been an excellent race so far. But now it's going to be a battle of like who can get around the lap traffic better, which is usually advantageous for the player because the AI are not very good at getting around the lap traffic sometimes. Oh, he's stuck on the outside line, though. Can we make something happen out of it, though? That's the thing. We're going to try to retake the lead again because he being really held up on lap traffic. We're going to go diving down the inside using Ward Burton as a pick to make it 3 wide with Jeff Green on the very far outside. He's going to get botched by Jerry Nadeau in the 25. We're going to pin him up there and just try to get around Tony Raines as well. He's also a lap down. Kurt Busch is up ahead. There's Jason Keller as well. So we got some good cars up here ready to be put a lap down. So Kurt Busch is up here. Greg Biffle's going down for another lap, I think. I don't even know how many laps he's been down at this point. We shift down to third gear to try to get a run for everybody. I think if he can get around this without Jeff Green following us, we would be good. He's got pinned behind Kurt Busch. Green's got held up by Kurt Busch. That might be checkmate. As if I can get around Keller here on the inside. He is a lap down. I'm hard to say. We give him a little bit of a nudge and say, hey, how you doing? And we're going to try to clear him for the lap traffic. We got Mark Green as well. I think that might have been the checkmate maneuver, getting around all those lap cars. I think that might have been the checkmate move. I think we might have say see you later out of all that. So we'll see, though. We got 5 laps to go. Can Jeff Green get around these cars as fast as humanly possible? He has the tire advantage, you know, so hopefully he can get around them and give us one last scrap before this is all over. Coming to 2.5 laps to go. He is getting around them very slowly, but it doesn't seem like it's going to matter at all. He's got to get around 2 like really fast cars and Kurt Busch and Jason Keller. We have 2 laps to go ourselves to go and win this race. We have a 1.5 second lead, almost a 2 second lead. So now we have our own lap traffic to deal with in front. Jason Keller is behind. As we have another expired motor. This time it's Casey Atwood. Unfortunate days for him. Another expiree motor, but we got to come to the white flag for one last time around Richmond. Not even with the fastest car, and I feel like we managed to pull off a good win here today. Assuming nothing horrible happens on the third 4, we're good to go. As Jeff Green finally gets around Kurt Busch, he's going to try to get around Jason Keller, but it's just too little too late, I'm afraid. And even then, if I were to go push it hard to get around these lap traffic, it might have been even over since. But again, we are inevitable at Richmond. We almost had an I am Jeff Green moment, but we are inevitable. As I said before, we are inevitable. It doesn't matter the rules package I put into it. It doesn't matter the limitations I put upon myself to even give these guys a fighting chance. I literally managed to have like the fastest guy, or one of the fastest guys, to be on pole. And it's just crazy. Jeff Green could not get the job done because of lap traffic, so he's going to be saying in the interview, darn lap cars getting in the way of our fight. And that's just the beauty of short track racing. You're always going to have traffic no matter where you're at. So we begin to celebrate our 6th win of the season as we're going to try to park it right in front of the checkered flag here. And we're going to gain the lead of much of the points on Keller. So that's good news there.
Not a single caution lap was run in the whole race.
Yeah, and that can be physically exhausting to these drivers. Not only do the cautions give them a chance to catch up on the racetrack, it also gives both their minds and their bodies a little break. They have all got to be drained after that one.
And the 56 car took excellent care of his race car.
Well, it's going to be a happy crew when they get back to the shop. They can immediately go to work on next week's car without having to worry about fixing anything from this race, and that makes for a much less stressful atmosphere.
We're out of time tonight. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Have a great night.
I am inevitable. Finger snap. But yep, that's just how it is at Richmond. It wasn't quite exactly belt to ass like at all the other Richmond races, I'll say. We actually had to work for it. And that is A-okay by me. That was probably my favorite Richmond race out of all of them. Out of all the Richmond races we won, this one was my favorite. Because we actually had to work for it. This wasn't some walk in the park. We had Jeff Green, who was miles faster than us, just got held up by lap traffic. And we just managed to take advantage of it to get our 6th win of 2019. And we gain a lot on Keller, I'm for sure, I bet. For the 6th time this season, we get to sing Ode to Joy. As you can see, your top 10. This is going to be a weird jackpot 5 going into Talladega. So you got ourselves, Jeff Green, Kevin Harvick, Jeff Burton, and Steve Park, your jackpot 5 contenders for the event. As you can see there, you got Jeff Gordon finishing 6th, Jimmy Johnson 7th, Leffler finishes in 8th, Kenseth 9th, and Chad Little, the Giga Chad himself, gets himself a top 10 finish. Good run for him. As we take a look through the rest of the field here today, yeah, only 5 lead changes and only a 1.5 second margin of victory. Again, these NASCAR races, you don't need to have dumb stages to have a close finish like this. Yeah, the money doesn't look very good. I will say that even with the race win, the money does not look good. It just doesn't look good at all. Only $394,000 left. And we got to go get to work at some point as well with the money situation. So with Keller finishing kind of poorly, I would say, we're now 49 points back. Jeff Green's now 63 points back. Jeff Gordon's 144. Johnny Benson 148. He falls to 5th. And Jimmy Johnson is still in 6th, 153 back. So it's still 9 races left to go to make any sort of thing happen. But again, I'm worried about Atlanta. But of course, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And for now, we got to get around this hellhole known as New Hampshire International Speedway for us. We never really have a good track record here, so hopefully we can make something happen there. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. It helps the channel quite a bit. And as always, we'll see you in the next one at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. See you guys then.